Good day to everyone who has joined us. Welcome to the Pulses 26 online roadshow. We will unveil everything you need to know about this year's convention in Orlando. Firstly, I'm joined by Sophie Nivagne from CIACAM and the CEO of USA Pulses, Tim McGreevy. They will be our special guests today. All right. I'd like to just start up my presentation. Okay, so this will be everything you need to know about the world's largest Pulse conference. As I said before, I'm your host, Farhaad Holiday, and the special guests today are Tim McGreevy and Sophie Nivagne. But before we get into my presentation, I'd like to send a special thank you to our sponsors. They are going to make this convention possible. So thank you to all of them. You can have a look over there. Okay, and before I get into the presentation, I'd also like to talk a little bit about GPC, Global Pulse Confederation, and its history. As the apex body for the Global Pulse sector, Global Pulses was founded in 1962 in France, and today it's based in Dubai. It's licensed by the DMCC and is also a non-profit in the USA. Non-profit organization in the USA. GPC represents all the segments of the pulse industry value chain, from farming to processing, distribution, and final consumption. We are the organization that supports global trade, pulse trade matters. We are the #1 source of information for the pulse industry with our online publication called the Pulse Pod. We publish market updates, interviews to keep our members and community informed. We are the host of the biggest global convention in the pulse industry. And we also work very hard on promotion of sustainable agri-food systems. About our members, we currently have around over 500 private sector members from more than 50 countries. And also included in that is 18 national associations. Just to have a look at our previous GPC Pulses conventions, you can see it goes way back to 2016, we had Turkey, 2019, Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, recently 2022 in Dubai, we had Pulses 23 in Sydney, Pulses 24 in New Delhi, India, and last year, my first and only one was Pulses 25 in Singapore. And of course, this year we will be in Orlando. All right, so this is our upcoming conference. It will be a joint event, Global Pulse Confederation, alongside the USA Pulses. And the event is brought to you by our title sponsor, Columbia Grain. The event will take place on the 11th to the 14th of May 2026 at the Loews Royal Pacific Resort in Orlando. I would like to show you a short video. We'd call it an ad about our convention.
The most important event for the pulse industry is coming. Every year, the Global Pulse Confederation brings the entire pulse community together in a different country. In 2025, it was Singapore's turn. Leaders and industry professionals gathered at Pulses 25, an event covered by more than 140 media outlets and recognized as one of the most pivotal in the global pulse industry. Over 650 delegates from more than 50 countries, representing the industry across the entire value chain. More than 80 renowned industry speakers, and 9 dedicated commodity panels delivering the latest market insights. A global meeting point where relationships were built, connections were made, industry excellence was celebrated through our prestigious awards, and new opportunities emerged. Pulse 25 set a new standard. And with that success, the next chapter begins. In May 2026, the Global Pulse community meets again, this time in Orlando. A new destination, a bigger vision, a joint event by GPC and USA Pulses. More than 1,000 delegates from over 50 countries, under one roof. More than 60 speakers on stage, sharing the most relevant updates across the sector. Over 60 hours dedicated to networking, exchange, and collaboration. This is where decisions take shape and where your next move begins. Pulse 26. Your next business opportunity is in the room. Don't miss it.
Okay, to continue, as you can see, that was a very exciting and amazing conference last year. And now let's look at what we can expect for Pulses 26. So in Pulses 26, you can expect 3 days of expert-led panels, great entertainment, great food, networking opportunities. Each delegate will receive a delegate bag, which has many items inside, many gifts. We have over 500 contacts in the pulse industry, and we also get all the videos, presentations, and pictures of the event. You will also be part of our GPC app feature, which is called Swipe and Connect. It's a powerful networking tool that allows you to search our members, and then based on what you require and what they are providing, you could either decide to ignore them, or you could swipe right and try to make a connection. If that connection is then accepted on the other side, you can arrange and prepare meetings with that person at the convention. At the convention, there will also be many networking opportunities. We have our welcome reception on day one. Day one only will have the registration period, and then a welcome reception dinner the evening. And then we also have a gala dinner on, if I'm not mistaken, day 3. We also have your welcome cocktail on day 2. It will be a nice light cocktail hour for people to socialize and network. On day 3, we have a specific networking slot for B2B tables to meet with potential clients. These tables are also available for purchase. We'll have up to 15 or potentially more than 15 sponsored B2B tables, where you could arrange a specific and private meeting area to entertain your guests or your customers. Okay. We also will be providing market updates where you get the latest insights on key pulses from industry experts. As you can see, we have around 12 panels: dry beans panel, mung beans panel, desert chickpeas panel. We even have some food innovation panels and risk management panel to discuss everything which will be discussed by our experts. Our location this year is also fantastic. It's the Loews Royal Pacific Resort, Universal Orlando, 4-star luxury hotel. And this will be the venue of the convention. Why become a GPC member? Okay, so our membership benefits, we have firstly, we provide weekly price reports, price and weather reports. And for our price reports, we have 11 different pulses that we deal with. We also have our Pulse Pod trade talks where we interview our members or experts on different topics, and they give us useful insights about the market and what's happening in the pulse industry. Right. And then, as I said, we also have our networking feature. As a member, you will have access to all of the other members' contact info, which you can search by crop, you can search by country, or you can search by company name. This is a digital networking app. And then you'll also be added to our GPC networking WhatsApp group. And then an added bonus is that as a member, if you join now, within a 12-month membership, you have access to our main event and then also our regional event, which happens around August. Last year, in 2024, it was in Macau, 2025 was in Shanghai, and this year it's coming to Qingdao. So that is something to look forward to after Pulse 26. Before I get into any questions, I'd like to just call up Tim McGreevy, one of our special guests, who will just speak more about pulses, USA pulses, and Pulse 26. Thank you.
Great, Farhaad. Thank you so much for that introduction. USA Pulses is the leading voice in the pulse industry in the United States, representing peas, lentils, chickpeas, and dried beans. And we are really thrilled to be having a joint conference with the Global Pulse Confederation. I was thinking about this. I've been attending the Global Pulse Confederation meetings since 1996 when it was my first one was in South Africa. And I've rarely missed them. I think I've only missed one because I had a bike accident. I didn't get to go to Sao Paulo, Brazil, which was a bummer. I had to send one of my staff. But it's really a terrific event. And so we are so pleased to be able to host this jointly with the Global Pulse Confederation. It will be a USA Pulses Summit, our annual meeting of the trade association, the USA Pulses Trade Association. We'll all be there at this conference. We're going to have a special event on Monday to celebrate all of our customers coming from overseas. I just can't encourage you enough to attend this event, to get involved with the Global Pulse Confederation. I think my favorite part of this event is you really get everybody together at one venue, and this happens to be a super nice venue. And there's a lot happening in the world right now, right? A lot to discuss, and not just a couple of things like tariffs, which is kind of an issue, at least here in the United States, and it spills out throughout the world. We also have a couple of wars going on right now around the world, which are impacting our industry in a big way. We have a lot of supply chain issues. These are all be issues that will be discussed, at the Global Pulse Confederation with experts and from around the world. There's also a lot of just what's happening in market dynamics in the pulse industry. There's a lot going on, not only just with supply and demand, but we're going to talk about the plant forward movement here in the United States, but also the plant forward movement around the world, which is really an exciting event here for the pulse industry. We continue to grow. We just passed a new dietary guidelines here in the United States, which does have some impact around the world, and we'll be talking about that at the USA Pulses Summit. I can't encourage you enough to attend this event. It's really a terrific event. I've always found it to be helpful, And I think my favorite part of the event is the relationships that I've established really over 30 years. There are big buyers who come to this event. There's also big sellers that come to this event. And we are going to, the Universal Studios location, and it's not very far from Harry Potter World. Okay. And so in a times like this with war and tariffs, we need some really big magic. And, we're going to have to give everybody a Harry Potter wand as they walk in because we need a lot of big magic. And, I love this event. Getting together with the people that I've come to appreciate and call good friends and actually have lasting relationships with. So I look forward to seeing all of you here on this call at the event in Orlando from May 10th through the 14th. It's going to be a great one, and if you like amusement rides and you don't mind losing your lunch in the roller coasters, you're going to get that opportunity as well. So let's all meet in Orlando and get together and figure out what's happening in the world and how we can navigate all the issues that we face right now, and we can feed the people that we serve. So Farhaad, I'm going to send it back to you.
Thank you so much for that, Tim. Thank you. Yeah, so next up, I'd like to speak to our guests again, ask them a few questions just on the experience, as Sophie has told us before, she's attended so many of these events and of these conventions. So Sophie, can I bother
Hello,
you first?
everybody.
Yeah. Yes, so how has attending BBC Pulse conferences helped you grow your business and expand your network?
Well, first of all, hello, everybody. Thank you for inviting me and giving me the opportunity to share this great experience that I have been having with the GPC convention. When I participated into my first one, it was not in 1996 like Tim, it was in 2007, so nearly 20 years ago. When I participated the first time, it was the place to be and the only one because we didn't have any other information available on pulses. And you would think that you don't need to be at the GPC convention anymore, but I think and I feel and I witness that it is still the place to be for anyone concerned and dealing with pulses in their business. I did start from scratch with the GPC convention at the GPC convention, and thanks to this organization, I built my network, and I do feel very honored that these companies are still working with me. And in the USA, for example, we have a very good example with us because Tim, if you remember well, we met the first time in 2007, and we are still in touch and we're still working together. Isn't it incredible?
It really
Am
is
I telling the
incredible.
truth, Tim?
Yeah, you were in 2007. I remember that year well. You were a bright, shiny star, and you still are. And I can't believe that it's been 20 years that you have been with the organization as well. It's a really unique event worldwide. It's the only worldwide event where we all get together and get a chance to exchange, market news, what's happening in everyone's market, both buyer and seller. And it's just invaluable, I think, to be on an international level, kind of trading stories. We're really all in the same business, right? We're all trying to feed people these really terrific foods that are great for your health and great for the environment as well. And it's just a great venue to do that.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much
Tim.
for that. Thanks. Tim, what's the most unforgettable moment that you've had at one of the conferences?
Well, we've had a lot of really memorable events, and I've had an opportunity to serve on the executive committee, for several years with the Confederation. But one thing that at these events is we have a lot of fun. And it's all about business and getting business done and meeting buyers and sellers getting together and doing business, which that's the primary purpose of this. but we've had a lot of fun. And I think one of my most memorable in this organization led that effort, the Global Pulse Confederation, was the International Year of Pulses in 2016. And that particular event really brought together all of the national associations and the international trading community to really push on a really big event globally. And that event really was the onset of us being on the front of the wave of the Plant Forward movement. And so we had a lot of fun events, including a special time with special tennis shoes with Campbell Soup's Black Beans, which you may remember, Sophie, as being, I was the height of fashion in my tux and my Converse high tops Campbell Soup shoes. I mean, you just have to come to these events just to see what the fashion statement. We're kind of like the Oscars, in terms of overall style that you bring to this event, and no better stylist than Sophie herself. She is terrific.
Thank you,
Oh,
Tim.
that's so funny. And you're right, Tim. We are having fun during the 3 days and big laugh. And the GPC makes sure that we have entertainment among the hard work that we provide and decisions that we can make. What I would like to share with people is that what I'm looking at the GPC convention and the reason I'm going every year is the people connection. Because you can get information everywhere in the world, but you don't get the connection unless you come to the GPC convention. And what makes a difference in your business is what? Trust and people. And people people will help you, will support you, will give you all you need to grow your business. And this is a place to be, as I said before.
Thank you so much. That's lovely. Yeah.
And just to add to that, Sophie, I think our industry is unique in this respect. Relationships still really matter, right? We don't really have a worldwide active futures market for these pulse crops. I mean, a little bit in India, but it is, you're hanging out there a lot, right? You have to really trust in the partners that you're dealing with because it's really hard to hedge in this industry. So it's important to know who you're doing business with, and I think that's a real strength of this industry and the Global Pulse Confederation meeting when we get together every year.
Agreed.
Thank you,
Really agreed.
Thank you. So I think you sort of answered that, but what keeps you coming back to the conference year after year, Sophie? What keeps you coming back?
The relationship is really what is my motor, my engine. But I would like also to add that at the GPC convention, we have the quality and accuracy of information. Okay, that's very important too. And you can prepare with the new tools. You can really optimize your time and prepare the 3 days on who you want to meet and who you know already, who you don't know. So you can really prepare precisely to optimize your time. What I like, as we said before, is a mix between the panel and the spare time for networking. This is very important. And what I really also enjoy is the activities around the convention. I will remember in all my life the trip that we had in India. It was my first time in India, and we had this trip around hours of buses, and we met nice people, nice farmers, and it was an incredible experience for me. So you have the convention, you have work, and as Tim said, you have entertainment and enjoyable moments that you share. So this is why I come every year as much as I can.
Yeah, I'd like to add to that. I think this is as a global event, right? It is really important. The relationships are absolutely key, and frankly, the locations, we often get family members coming to these locations because we have them all over the world. Orlando is it's an incredible opportunity to not only bring yourself and all the business and all that, but also your family as well, because Disney World's right down the road. if you want to meet Mickey and Minnie, here's your opportunity, right? And if you want to stay over for a month, then the World Cup begins as well, in the United States. I know there's a couple of soccer fans around the world, and so extend your
Just a
stay.
couple.
Yeah, just a couple, not too many, but there's a couple in this group. So they're great venues. It's great information and really great opportunities to build relationships long term.
And
Excellent.
if I may add, I would say to everybody, try once and you will come back. That's what I can say, because you will realize how much the 3 days are amazing and are effective for your company. So entertainment and work, this is what we love in the business and in the pulses especially.
Thank you so much for those answers. Right. Thank you so much to our guests, Sophie and Tim, for joining us. Let's see if we have any questions coming from our audience. Let me see if I can. Not sure where I view that, Laurie. I see a question in the chat.
Yeah, there's only one question, and I
If
replied.
anyone has any questions, they can write into us. Yeah, if anyone has any questions, you can use the chat feature and ask any questions, and we'll try our best to answer them. For the one question that we do have, who do we contact on securing a table or for customer discussions? That would be me, and Laurie has actually put my contact details there. I'm the membership and sponsorship sales manager. So for any registration issues, or questions, or even sponsorships for the event, please contact me. If anyone has any questions, please let us know.
Okay.
And as Laurie has said in our chat, please stay until the end of the call, and you will receive a special discount for Pulses 26 registration as well. When will the app be live for us to schedule meetings or see attendees? About the app,
I can reply,
maybe
Farhaad.
Laurie can reply with that.
Yeah, we usually have it ready like the week before the conference starts, because we need to upload all the content, all the speakers, all the attendees. So yeah, it will be like the week before the conference starts. But you can still use the app during all year. It is available for all the GPC members, and you can start scheduling your meetings from now. There's no problem. You can ask people if they are going to attend Pulses 26, and if they do, you can schedule the meetings. But yeah, you will be able to see who the attendees are, or like the preliminary attendee list 2 weeks before the conference. So with that list, you can start asking people in the app, if that makes sense.
Thank you for that. And then we have another question. So basically, to answer that question is attendee list 2 weeks before the event, and app will be live 1 week before the event. We have Mujtaba who's asking, please brief us about the Pulses Summit happening right at the start of the event. Is that a question for you, Tim?
So on Monday, we have an invitation only USA Pulses Summit event for our international guests, and we encourage you to speak with our international reps around the world who are helping to organize all of the guests that we're bringing in for our USA Pulses Summit event on Monday. So that is going to kick it off. We have this big event on Monday, and then in the evening, there'll be a joint reception with the Global Pulse Confederation and the USA Pulses to celebrate the grand opening of the GPC event, which will be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So that's the kickoff event is the USA Pulses event, and then we move right into the GPC event the remainder of the week.
Thank you. Any other questions?
So it looks
Okay,
like
then,
we've exhausted the questions, Farhaad. So
maybe we were just very thorough in our explanations that we covered all questions.
you bet.
Yeah. So with that, then I think we can close this. My contact info is there. Please contact me for if any questions that you have, and I'll be happy to assist. I mean, anytime I'm available. You can send me an email, WhatsApp, call, anything's fine.
I'd also like to say again, if you're a US company, please reach out to us as well if you have any questions about the event. It is a joint event.